Hello, beautiful people. This is Z Budapest talking to you in the little space that's Aquarius. I have many Aquarian thoughts to share with you. First of all, the biggest message is change is upon us. Change is all around us. We cannot control change. We can forward our own energy, but change is unstoppable. In this month of February, where we look at Black people's culture, I found my old friend Flo Kennedy in a book. And Flo Kennedy was one of my mentors in feminism. She has come by to Los Angeles to visit our very first anti-rape conference that my friend Joan Robbins organized. And she was our keynote speaker. And later on, I connected with her at various demonstrations that happened around the LA area. We marched together for abortion rights. We marched together for peace. And at one peace demonstration, when we actually got arrested, I was separated from my dog, my beloved Ilona, and she was taken to a different prison, doggy prison. And she was with me when we next day went to get her out of her prison as we were released. So there were lots of stories like this that connected me to her. And this time of the Black Culture Month, I'm thinking of her because I like to put forward some of her techniques. First of all, she told me that whatever you do in terms of protests or demonstrations, if it's not on TV, it didn't happen. Now just think about it. This is really a bottom line. Whatever you do, let it be documented. If it's documented, it cannot be denied. And either we benefit from your efforts this generation, or the next generation will see and encourage themselves by your example. She had one very brilliant idea that I thought about we should put forward as well. Maybe it's not as easy as it was when she first performed it. But back then in the 70s, bathrooms were not free for women. You had to put in 35 cents even at airports, or you didn't get in. And there we were trying to get the exact change to use the bathrooms, and she got mad about this, and she said this has to change. Men never had to pay for any bathroom privileges to go and do their business, but women did. And so she decided the way we're going to demonstrate the injustice of it all, and it was at Harvard where she did this, that we all going to march on the lawn and pee on it. There will be a giant pee-in to demonstrate that women must have the same rights to natural functions as men do, which of course today seems natural. But remember, you are also looking at things that your next generation will see natural. So what is your gift? What are you going to allow to happen in your lifetime that the next generation would just marvel? Oh yeah, you had to pay to pee? Well, we did. And Flo Kennedy's remark was, if God intended women to pay at bathrooms, she would have had us born with exact change. Which I thought was great, especially the exact change, which was an additional humiliation, punishment for being female. Some women would buy exact change for $1. Desperate means for desperate outcomes. And this technique could be used now again, not as easily and as a see-through connection as it was with the bathroom situation. But when Congress passes laws such as invading women's bodies and essentially treat us as chattel, the breeding gender, we lose rights to our own bodies. It is sort of familiar, like the bathroom issue was. And I heard that the women in Virginia are going out in a silent protest, because this is where the laws against us are being forged. And this war on our gender is constant. Sometimes it gets more obvious, and then we wake up and, oh my God, not again. And it's 50 years later, and they still want to take away your rights to your body. So I thought the connection is make a stink. Don't be good girls and have silent protests. Good girls never get anything. If you want to protest, make a stink about it. And I thought, let the women in Virginia have a big paean to express their opinion of what the lawmakers are trying to do to us. And all the media would be there as it was in Flo Kennedy's action, but it never came to actually doing it because our demands were met, and so there was no point. However, we were disappointed because a lot of us drank a lot of water to support this action, this political action. But think creatively. You're young women, you know, I don't have abortion rights on my mind at 72, but the principle of it that you control your body is very important. Without it, you are not a person. Now they want to have personhood to your little fertilized egg, but not you. What is that about? And it's all guys who decide this? I think it's worth making us think about it. March on them if you don't want to chant or yell. Pee all over their steps. Let them see the body protest that we put up, you know. If you want to own all of our body, then here is our pee. We live with that. I know it's disgusting in a way, but it was so brilliant and it worked so fast. I just thought I'd put forth Flo Kennedy's wisdom here. The other thing she said, which I want to read to you because it's just a short thing, but she said, so what I'm saying to you is use your powers, your body power, your dollar power, your vote power. We got business to take care of. Zombieism is for worms. I just want to show her picture here, if you can see. She was a strident, beautiful Amazon, and she said such wonderful things. If you want to know where the apathy is, you're probably sitting on it, said she. The spending of our tax dollars by the Pentagon represents the greatest social disease of our country. I call it Pentagonera. It's gonorrhea and Pentagon put together. Pentagonera, whatever. You tell me. Another one, prostitutes don't sell their bodies, they rent their bodies. Housewives sell their bodies when they get married. They cannot take them back. And most courts do not regard the taking of a woman's body of her husband by her husband against her will a rape. Instead of worrying about the massage parlors, why doesn't government think about cleaning up Times Square by getting rid of tobacco and alcohol? So you have to get more outrageous than silent protest. Really, please, please, I beg of you. Silent protest is not powerful unless somebody dies and we are having a burial and we are all covered and shrouded and crying and silently we accompany somebody to the graveyard. But when they want to take away your butt that you're sitting on, you have to be more forceful. So the other idea that we used to play with, and it did work in certain instances, is a general strike, where women just put down whatever they are doing and they're not doing any of it. This, of course, is often not possible when you have small children and nobody has to help. So, but the Great Paean, I recommend that. It has humor, it has media raz to it, and it embarrasses not the people who pee, but the people who are attacking your rights to your body. I think it would work. They be shamed. They be shamed. What else can I say? Today is the birthday of my sister Aquarian Chris Williamson, and I haven't seen her in concert now, well, 4 or 5 years now. So we're going to see Chris's love songs tonight. And I'm looking forward to that. And I'm also looking forward to get better at communicating with you through this media, and not only talk about politics, which I think is fueled by bad religion against us, but also bring in more discussions about our souls and how to take care of ourselves, our inner lives. It's an anniversary of Merlin Stone's passing. It's been a year now in January. So it's good to remember her and say thank you for When God Was a Woman book, which I really beg of you to read. It is just such a good foundation to build on everything else I have written that you'll be happy to have done that. And it's written in a very good communicable way, easy to discuss. And then, of course, the Ancient Mirrors of Womanhood. I could not have an audience to teach who has not read these fundamental books. I cannot talk to you about the goddess when you never heard of her. But when you go through Merlin's works, and Maria Gimbutas's findings are major archaeologists and mythologists who put two and two together and named the goddesses she found goddesses instead of, oh, dignitary woman, woman with arms upraised, and these pseudo names, never wanting to say this is the mother goddess, the goddess of everyone. So there is a lot to do, and most of our information and learning is our number one weapon. Number two weapon, imagination and boldness. And never be embarrassed to fight for yourself. And fight a good fight. Fight a clever, smart fight. And I'm sure Flo Kennedy will send her blessings on us for that. And remember, document, so you can pass it down to the future generation and embolden those who couldn't be there. So blessed be on this wonderful Aquarian time. And I will think about you. And if this works out well, I do many more of these little tidbits. Blessed be.